Have you ever considered that bringing food to your table actually kills people? For generations, the farmers in the region of Punjab and Haryana have depended upon burning the paddy from their crops. With an average of 4.5 tons of paddy from each acre, it leads to the burning of 20 million tons of waste in the region, which has seen an increase of over 45% in the last fiscal year, resulting in the release of toxic gases such as nitrogen oxide, sulfur, methane, and many others. This leads to a significant spike in the PM level of air in the entire region, from Punjab all the way up to Delhi during the harvest months of October and January. Reportedly, out of all the paddy produced in the region, 90% is burnt in the fields itself, which accounts for 10% of the nation's total production. Through our surveys in villages near Patiala, we found that 95% of farmers are willing to find a better alternative than farm fires for harvesting, with most of them even willing to give away the paddy for free. Paddy present has many uses for it, and given the mere size of the paddy produced in the Twin States, Enactus Thapar has approached a series of different solutions to address this issue by covering as large an area possible during this harvest season in October. We have approached the cement plant of Ambuja in Ludhiana for a possible collaboration for paddy use in their burner room. We are also in partnership with Enactus Fleming from Canada, who are currently working with the furniture manufacturing giant IKEA to make furniture out of the paddy produced. We have also held talks with Kriya Labs, who are currently working on converting paddy to fiber. We are also holding talks with the bio-CNG plant in Patiala to become a direct supplier of paddy for them. But given the current pandemic, we are pursuing mushroom farming as our primary alternative for eliminating paddy waste. Our research on the same includes a detailed concept strategy, implementation plan, and a detail of our expansion plan for the future. In our project, we'll be growing the Volvaceae variety of mushrooms, which are ideal for growing using paddy, with a short incubation period and an easily manageable temperature, with a high yield of mushroom per kg of paddy straw, as mentioned through the figures. Mushrooms in the current pandemic time is an essential crop for the population, as they are high in protein, which leads to an increase in the body's immunity system, an important aspect needed in order to fight COVID-19 virus as the world awaits for a proper cure for this deadly disease. Due to this, the price of mushroom has skyrocketed in the market, and at a time when farmers have been hit sharply by the economic effects of corona and the price of regular crops falling around the nation, this crop will serve as an extra source of income for them. While our project is focused on helping the farming community itself, we have created two more verticals in our project to address a much larger set of people in these harsh times of pandemic. We are currently working on creating and advertising a toll-free number that will allow us to connect the migrant workers who have returned back home and are currently looking for a way to earn in Punjab. We'll be providing these workers with a minimum daily wage as set by the state government for cutting out paddy, providing them with a source of income and a livelihood. As part of the MOU signed between us and the Vijay Lakshmi Foundation, we'll be ensuring that economic aspects of the project are dealt with the female members of the family to empower them economically, which will be achieved by a joint team of both organizations. The following slide has a detailed SWOT analysis of our project's beginning model. We have divided the beginning model into three phases to ensure support to the farmers at each step of the endeavor. We'll be starting our project by buying paddy from the farmers with less than 5 hectares of land at 9,000 to 10,000 rupees per ton with the help of the Vijay Lakshmi Foundation. We'll be transferring the said paddy to farmers with over 10 acres of land and enough resources to pursue mushroom farming on a large and quality scale. Farmers will be provided with training and demonstration in the mushroom farming by our experts. After 2 months, when the crop is done, we'll be returning with a major set of buyers from Delhi and Chandigarh with pre-placed set of deals for buyers and taking a small share of the profits earned to pay for the laborers and to further our future plans for the project. As part of our long-term goals to make the project more effective, we plan to secure transportation for vehicles for mushroom, ensuring higher and higher quality of crop, adequate storage facility and a freeze facility to allow the transportation of mushrooms on longer journeys. We believe a lot good can be done by cutting a crop, and it's not only about saving our country, it's about making every bit. Meeting short-term goals can cause long-term damages. During the Green Revolution of the 60s, the region of Punjab and Haryana saw a sharp increase in the investments made in the field of agriculture by the government, which led to the introduction of HIV seeds, machinery, and a better infrastructural support. This was coupled with the introduction of a new variety of nitrogen and phosphorus-based fertilizers on extremely cheap rates, which were advertised to farmers as bringing larger yields from their regular soil. And while the rate of fertilizers have come up significantly since then, the farmers have continued to use high amount of fertilizers on the field based on habits of their fathers. The figures clearly show the worrying and widening gap in fertilizer usage and land. This issue is mostly because of two problems that still remain unaddressed to this day: the lack of professional and reliable testing services for farmers and the long and expensive process of lab testing leading to delays in result. We aim to reduce the high usage of nitrogen and phosphorus-based fertilizers and pesticides by providing soil fertility status on real-time basis. This will be accomplished by employing a three-phase system to ensure that not only the data provided to the farmers is quick but also reliable. In phase 1, we will be incorporating a significant number of organizations through our partner organization Vijay Lakshmi Foundation, which has an influence in over 100 NGOs across the nation, providing us with valuable ground support across the state. We will be using this generous ground support to organize a series of demonstrations to better explain to the farmers about the product and build a trust between us and the farming community, and eliminate the maintenance cost caused due to lack of information. With a small manufacturing unit from our university campus in Patiala, we will be launching our first batch of products on a rental basis to NGOs across the state before the start of the sowing season to ensure that there is no delay in testing and results, which will be verified by the Agriculture University of Patiala. Through this effort, we will be introducing our other initiative, Khadyan, in which we will be providing farmers with organic fertilizers at extremely cheap rates to allow them to further reduce the synthetic fertilizer usage and shift to organic farming. Our project Grameen primarily consists of a buggy which will test the soil for all major micro and macro elements. The slide clearly depicts all the technical aspects, what we have on our project and the list of sensors that we will be employing. In the current COVID after effects, our project will allow farmers to not only bring down the enormous amount of money that they spend on fertilizers, but to increase the yield, as the survey done in the region has suggested a higher yield for organic farmers than traditional ones, which will be made possible through Khadyan. The following graph depicts a step-by-step process of Project Khatyaan which has been in motion at our college campus before the lockdown. We believe in an early response, and as a part of it, we will be done with the manufacturing of our first batch of product and manure by the first week of October to transport it to various locations in time. Since COVID has run havoc throughout the nation and has hit the farmers hard, we will be running our services free of cost for this year, funding the small expenses that we have in our initial phase through crowdfunding and a part of our initial capital investment. Post this, based on the data and feedback that we collect, we will make the necessary changes for the next year. And when the costing starts, it will be at a minimum cost ranging from 30 to 50 INR for the testing. The cost will further reduce by the end of our first year, once the production starts on a much larger scale. For years, India has been a Krishi Sankhya country, but even today, farmers face many problems in their lives, and COVID virus effect has made them economically vulnerable. They are seeing the future of their next generation up in the air. The food grower of the nation is currently struggling to ensure food on their own table, and hence we believe that this is the most appropriate time to execute our projects to ensure stability for them in these harsh times.